sir.
It is. Mayor, you have been the mayor for how many months now?
About 5. I don't keep track, but I would literally say about 5, 6.
About 5 months.
October,
yes.
And you got a guy to your left that is your trusty steed here, and that is
Yes.
Val Gomez. How you
Yes,
doing,
sir.
Val?
Good morning, Jim. How you doing?
I know you got some announcements, as is the case with a lot of the municipalities. If you have announcements, who do people contact if they want to get on this announcement list?
Steve Segura, he's our public information director.
And Steve's number is
391-8206.
391-8206 if
Right.
you want to be on the announcements, and they'll put together a list for the show. Val, what do you got?
Well, we have two things. Tonight we have, I think you mentioned it earlier, Jim, we have East Chicago Central. We'll be honoring our former star, Eton Moore. They're going to be retiring his number tonight at 7 p.m. right before East Chicago plays host to South Bend Adams.
We're going, you know, I don't think we're going to be able to get it live because we got 2 teams that are going for undefeated seasons,
right.
but we are going to have somebody out there. Our own Jordan Beasley will be out there, and we're going to get some tape of the ceremony and hopefully play that at some point tonight after some of these ball games. I mean, we know it's an important night.
Yes.
Eton Moore is not just a good basketball player, he is a good role model.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
And what else you got going?
And on Monday, we have another great basketball player from Chicago. Mayor Copeland's going to welcome Napoleon Bradford III, who was a member of the 1969-1970 state championship Rough Riders team. They're going to be he's going to be speaking at the East Chicago Public Safety Facility at 2301 East Columbus Drive at 3:30. He's going to participate in a question and answer forum. And Mr. Bradford, not only is he was a great basketball player, he's also the founding partner of Siebert Bradford Shank. That's one of the major investment banking firms in the country, and it's the #1 ranked minority-owned investment banking firm in the nation. So we're very pleased to be having to come in and speak to the citizens of East Chicago.
And Napoleon not only was a terror under the boards and was very aggressive, kind of role play. Well, I guess he wasn't really a role player, but he was very good basketball. I remember watching him play, but he kind of got a lot of garbage rebounds and was always in the right spot at the right time. A very good scrapper's a good word, man. And he has taken that talent to the world of high finance.
Right. Yeah.
And you know what? I'll just make a comment on that. That, you know, a lot of kids that maybe grow up on the streets of East Chicago, or like my wife did, and I see it, I go, you know, sometimes you get a tenacity coming out of that kind of environment that you're not necessarily going to get in, you know, a little cushier environments. And if you could just transfer the energy to you know, survive and thrive, and in a rough and tumble environment, and take that to, you can take that anywhere. And I think Napoleon Bradford, I'm sure that's one of the things he'll talk about.
And last night at MLK Center in Calumet, Pettis, is her name Bridget Pettis? She was a basketball star also, and she shared with us how her experiences from East Chicago prepared her to be in countries like Turkey, all over in Europe, and it just made her well-rounded, and it just prepared her for life. And she said she did about 15 years in pro basketball. Yeah.
And that was where?
Last night at MLK, Martin Luther King Center in Calumet. She came back home to be honored.
219-845-1100. Mayor, East Chicago Mayor Anthony Copeland is here. We have the Hammond Mayor just left, and he's on for about 45 minutes. Mayor Copeland is in here for half of an hour, so don't wait until 8:55 to get your phone calls in and your questions like you guys have been doing. So if you got a question or comment for Mayor Anthony Copeland, call and ask it right now. And the phone lines are wide open, and I'll take them directly on. Also, remember, you can watch replays of this on ECTV, and there I am looking into the camera. Hi, how are you, EC people? You know, I'll be walking around. I'll probably show up at Central at some point tonight, and I'll have a lot of people that come up to me whenever I go out to Central. I took a tour with, I think he's now the acting principal. What's his name? I forget his name. He comes out of Michigan City.
I knew Mr. White, but it's
eluding me to
McCullen.
What's his name?
McCullen.
Wendell. Yeah, he gave me a tour, and people were coming up to me at Central like, "Hey, Jed, how are you doing?" And then I finally, I'm like, you know, Wendell, how does everybody know who I am here? I'm on the radio.
Yes.
He's like, dude, they see you on ECTV. So
That's
I
right.
forgot about that. Looking at the, hey, Jen, how are you? Even
Yes.
kids were saying that.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, their
Yes.
parents make them watch it.
Yes.
219-845-1100. Mayor Anthony Copeland in the house. Let's go to the first phone call. Hey, you're on the air. What's up?
Well, some of this is still subject to litigation. All I can tell you is that we had a board that was functioning what I thought was relatively smoothly. You can see the fiasco that we're having over in our library, where they went from hiring one attorney to now we have 3 attorneys, instability. The sanitary district in the city of East Chicago is very crucial to the stability, financial stability of East Chicago. And it seemed that when we had the same individuals coming over in a coup type manner to take over the sanitary board, it took direct action that was taken. Some of these things are subject to litigation. So I would tell you that it was an effort on our part to just stabilize the sanitary board and make sure that it doesn't get ran aground, just like our library system is being ran aground. Well, I just look at the correlation. Let me see. He gets hired over at the library, him and Copeland. Then a few days later, almost in the same fashion, you see the same thing happening over in the sanitary board. That he get hired in midstream. The corporate counsel wasn't consulted. It just happened midstream in the meeting. The board members there was blindsided. It's one of those things that's subject to be questioned.
What do you think, caller?
Well, it's a power play, but I mean, I don't know if he's dead or he just wants to get in there and become a player. That's just how I see it on a political level. Legally, there is that issue of the commissioners didn't certify their offices properly, and may not have had the authority to do that. That might be strictly a legal question. The bonus has been there for what, a couple decades at least?
Yeah, I mean, he's very experienced in that area.
Exactly.
So is Joe Allegretti. He was being fair with all of the commissioners. He was representing all of them. But the irony of it all for me is that it just seemed like it was in a thief in the night type manner. That it's too crucial. It's too crucial for the city of East Chicago. No. I mean, if you didn't laugh, you probably would cry.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot, George. Good hearing your voice, buddy. 219-845-1100. Hey, you're on with East Chicago Mayor Anthony Copeland.
How you doing, sir? Well, sir, I can tell you that many employees over there, I may not know them by name, but I respect them all. I'm not a walking encyclopedia, but the one thing I can tell you, when I encounter any man, I respect them. So if I missed his name, it wasn't out of disrespect.
So what's the point?
The one thing I can tell you, sir, and I've made this clear, and I probably did 12 town hall meetings. Can't tell you how many shows I've done on Channel 21, even here at the radio spot. The one thing that I respect is that you have a school board. I am not trying to control the school system. We have a library board. I am not trying to control the library. I respect both of those entities. But if you tell me, I mean, if you're asking me my opinion of what's going on over there, I've been getting two sides. But the one thing I can tell you that the state is coming to the city of East Chicago in a few months. It will be given their analysis. and the proof will be in the pudding. Either the numbers will jive statistically, and then I believe we'll be able to make a clear decision on what is actually happening in the city of East Chicago school system.
What do you think, caller? All right.
And you know what the irony of it is, that I have a line from here 5 blocks down that are in support of White. Then I have 5 blocks going south opposing Mr. White. It's a funny thing how people can see the same view but 2 different pictures.
219-845-1100. You want to talk to East Chicago Mayor Anthony Copeland. Hey, you're on the air with the mayor.
Good morning. Well, yes.
Well, it is on.
It is.
All right, hold on a second. I'm going to back you up. As far as I understand, East Chicago is not an elected school board, correct?
No.
No.
Yeah, it's
Appointed.
not elected.
It's appointed.
It's an appointed.
No,
No.
we're appointed, but
one of 2 left in the county. I think Valparaiso and East Chicago are the only 2 that are appointed.
And there's a
left.
bill. Hold on. And there's a bill sitting. If they ever get back into session, I think Mara Candelaria Reardon has a bill to make it an elected school board. So.
well, you're also looking at it. Senator Lonnie Randolph, his bill is coming through.
Yes.
We're looking at it. It's going to come through on the state side. Sir, I can tell you that for 18 years I've pushed for elected school board. We seem to be very close. I just signed an ordinance in support of it. That was maybe 4 months ago with unanimous support of the city council. The whole city of East Chicago is clamoring for an elected school board, and we hope we get our wishes. We're pushing it through the state with their blessings. We're looking at a year or less. I'm hoping that we would have one.
What do you think, caller?
Mm-hmm.
Well, hold on a second. Okay, all right, thanks a lot. All right, I want to address that. Now, Mayor, just so everybody understands, and I'm sure that a lot of people watching on ECTV, but the school board is appointed by whom?
The mayor.
By the mayor. So have you removed anybody off the school board since you came in?
Since I've been mayor, no, not removed, but 2 positions open, 2 terms expired, and I have appointed 2 people.
You have appointed 2 people,
Yes.
and who have you appointed?
I've appointed Mr. Clarence Lewis, and I've appointed, saluting me the name, Clarence Lewis, and who was the other one that I appointed?
We'll get back to that in a second.
Mm-hmm.
And
Connie Elamine, sorry about that.
yeah, Connie's not going to be real happy that you took a little
Well,
while to get her name, but
hey.
that's okay. Hey, I understand that
Yes.
completely. Val Gomez walked in, and I was like, all right, Val, we've met like 5 times.
Yes.
Who are you again? What's your name? And so it is what it is on names.
And you know, Jim, the irony of it all is that when I appoint them and send them over there, I don't keep messing with them, telling them what to do when they get there. They stand on their own.
Okay, so the question would be, the logical question in long-time history of East Chicago is that's not only are you the mayor, but you control the school board, so you basically have another arm of government, and
Yes.
some would say another arm of patronage.
Mm-hmm.
Why, when you finally get to be mayor, would you want to give up that power?
Because I've seen over the years the abuse of that power. If you do not think that you would fall into that temptation, I think that